Well, good evening, parents. Thank you so much for your flexibility. I know last week we were supposed to have a wonderful concert with our middle school students with the high school band. And because of Mother Nature, we decided to reschedule it for this evening. And unfortunately, due to some water issues over at the high school students are not able to participate with us tonight. But the students that are with me this evening, these middle school students, I have to thank them for their flexibility, being able to be here this evening to put on a performance of the Winter Band Concert. So on behalf of Dr. Sandra Lamont, Superintendent, Dr. Robert Bryson, Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Schick, the Assistant Principal here at Summer Middle School, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this evening's Winter Concert. I've had the privilege to hear these young men and women every morning as I walk the hallways during period one, hearing them rehearsing and playing. And also, when we had the winter combined concert prior to the break, the winter break, hearing them perform with the choir and the orchestra. So you're in for a great treat this evening. Thank you so much for being here. And at this time, I'm going to turn this over to Maura, who's going to start off the introductions for this evening. Thank you.
Jumping Jelly Beans is a spirited tune in a rock style. The melody is introduced by the full band and then traded between the brass and the woodwinds. You will hear solos by Sylvia Baylog on tenor saxophone, Dan Scott on trumpet, Ian Davis on trombone, Aidan Youngkin on tenor sax, and Jocelyn Davis on trumpet. The title is a phrase the composer likes to use when expressing surprise.
chord progression is very similar to many modal jazz tunes of the 1950s. The melody is passed from the woodwinds to the brass before the solo section, where you hear solos from Chris Hoskin on trumpet, Sylvia Bailoff on tenor sax, Ian Davis on trombone, and Aidan Yunkin on tenor sax. The arrangement uses a pedal point as both an introduction and tone.
much one more time for the SMS Jazz Band. All right, we're going to take a quick second to get them switched out up on the stage. I would also like to echo Dr. Redford in saying thank you very much to everyone for being very flexible with situations that are out of our control. But I really appreciate the support that we get from all of our friends and family who are willing to just kind of drop everything the next week and say, yeah, we'll make it. And so I really, really do appreciate that. So these guys are going to start moving. I'm talking like, I think they're moving right now. And I was like, wait a minute, it's silent. So that was the jazz band. The jazz band is, they actually meet during the intervention period every day. We have an intervention and enrichment period. These students came to me and auditioned. They were interested in being part of the jazz band, and we have this period during the day where some students, go make up work. Some students do Genius Hour projects. What a Genius Hour project, we took that idea from Google, and what Google does is they give their employees a certain percentage of time in the day to work on something that they want to work on, something that they can focus on. And this year we were charged with the task of each homeroom doing a group project, which was not an issue with us at all, because this is what we do, right? So our Genius Hour project is a jazz band, and we get to present it here at a concert. So that works out well for us. The students also do some individual Genius Hour projects. I know some people are working on video games. They're working on actually forming their own band and writing their own music. So it's pretty neat to see all the stuff they get to do throughout the week. The next group you're going to see is the concert band, the actual band that meets during school. We meet every day during the first period. We got to get together over the last week, all of us. We don't all meet every single day because of scheduling things, but we just got to meet this past week, and today was the third time we all got together to practice. So we're about to present that piece of the concert as well. Some huge thank yous. Number one, Mr. Oldhouse. I have to thank you. He isn't able to be here tonight. Mr. Oldhouse is the choir director at the middle school and high school, but I told him last night at about 10 o'clock that we were going to take over his space. This is his classroom. And he said, yeah, sure, do what you got to do. So he helped us get everything set up and move the choir to rehearsal there, so thank you. I know he's not here, but Mr. Oldhouse, thank you for doing that. To help him out before I forget, because I know I'll forget at the end, if any of the students are willing to stay for a couple minutes to give him his room back for tomorrow morning, we're going to try to get everything cleared off the stage and out of here before we leave tonight. So if anybody's able to stay a couple minutes to help out, I'd very much appreciate it. So you're going to hear the concert band here in a minute. We're going to do one thing that's a little bit unorthodox with the concert band, as far as, and I didn't tell them this, I hope they're listening back there, the timpani players. We got to get the timpani tune. We misplaced our timpani tuning pipe, our pitch pipe. It disappeared in December, and now we don't have it. So we're going to tune using the woodwinds, or the brass, probably, the little brass. And Mr. Poole's up there, he helps me out all the time. And I emailed Mr. Poole, I was like, hey, can we borrow your pitch pipe? And he's like, oh yeah, we lost it. So, percussionists. So we lost our pitch pipe at both schools, so we're going to use those guys to tune. One last thing I want to mention before we get started with the concert band. You'll see in your program there's some students that are participating in York County Honors Band. That's coming up in March for us. You can see there's a whole stream of events going on with the high school as well. If you're wondering what's going to go on with the high school, Mr. Poole, you just had York County Honors Band this past weekend, right? Yep. And so that's a high school and a middle school event that happens where all the middle schools in York County get together. We're allowed to take 10% of our band. We have 7 students going. This year. One name did get omitted because I printed the programs before I found out that this person was going to be able to participate. So if you want to take your pencils out and put a 1 next to Jamelyn Robinson, she is also participating. Congratulations, Jamelyn, and everyone participating in that. And you'll also see that we have a notation for some students who were in the middle school that were also in the marching band. So the marching band and Mr. Poole is a huge part of this, doesn't get as much credit as he deserved. We won our 3rd consecutive championship this year, thanks to some of these guys right up here on stage. So I want to congratulate those guys in the marching band. Good work. You'll see their names in the parade. And Mr. Poole. Thank you, Mr. Poole. All right, we'll get warmed up a little bit here and we'll start off with the concert.
General Green Concert March by John Edmondson is named for Nathaniel Greene, who was second in command to General George Washington during the Revolutionary War. Washington appointed him commanding general of the Southern Army in 1780 at Charlotte, North Carolina, after the disastrous Battle of Camden, South Carolina, and he led the campaign that turned the tide of the American war effort. The march was commissioned by the Kaiser Tiger Middle School Band in Greensboro, North Carolina. Greensboro is named for Nathaniel Greene.
Saber Dance by Eric Khachaturian was born in Tiflis, Armenia in 1903, and until he began music study at the age of 20, the only music he knew were the folk songs and dances of his native Armenia. After his musical education in Moscow, he developed rapidly and progressed to first-rank Soviet composers. He wrote many symphonies, ballets, and a frequently performed violin concerto. The Saber Dance from Ballet Guyana was written in 1942 and is one of his most famous works.
Thank you very much. I just want to let you know that we are going off script a little bit here. We were supposed to actually play this next piece combined with the high school, and I didn't want to say, well, the high schoolers aren't here, we're not going to play it. We're going to still play it for you anyway. So we're going to what would have been the end of the concert. This is going to be Wizards in Winter.
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra on stage show remains sold out in venues worldwide. This arrangement, transcribed directly from the composer's creative genius, brings that same excitement to the concert fan stage. Fantasia is an instrumental composition in which a composer yields to his imagination in regards to form and organization of their composition. Black Hawk, led by John Higgins, is a fantasia for band, whose exciting musical adventure is divided into 5 musical sections or movements: Dark Side of the Moon, Lost, Journey to Darkness and Light, Sunrise, and Passage.
very much. One more time for the SMS Concert Band. And that concludes our half concert. I meant to say that Mr. Poole, they are going to get to perform their music. Unfortunately, it's going to happen during the school day. So if anybody is available the next day that the high school is open, I don't know if we got a call yet or not. I don't know what's going on. They are performing in school during third period. I'm going to see if I can get some of the middle school students to go over and support them for that as well. So if Dr. Everett's still here, this is me asking you for permission to do that. Thank you. So, like I said, we're going to try to get this area cleaned up. If anyone's available to stay just for a few minutes, with this much manpower here, we can usually get it out of here at the most 20 minutes. So if anybody can stay even for a few minutes to help out, if the students can, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you very much, and once again, thank you for your flexibility. Thank you.